drew up to the edge of town, I could see that he was tall and lean, and he had cold, steely eyes. He wore a black hat. That's the sing-along part from now on.
Okay. I've been in Japan.
I'm new at this.
Do karaoke.
I'm new at this.
Here we go.
So anyway. Everything was okay that night, but the next day all hell broke loose. The stranger, he was running around town, he was drinking our booze, and he was screwing our women.
That bastard.
For free.
No, not even charging.
So...
Well played, sir.
So we decided we'd have a meeting up at old Anderson's barn, all the men folk of the town, to decide what to do about the stranger. And in the end, we decided to draw straws. And I guess I don't have to tell you what happened to me. Well, I drew the shortest straw. Well, that short, I drew the shortest straw. Well, that short little fucker was mine. So the first thing I did is I went out and I hid behind the barn and I wet my pants a little bit. After a while, after it cooled off, I decided a man's got to do what a man's got to do. So I went down in the street to meet the stranger. And all the other men folk and all the women folk and all the children folk of the town were lined up down both sides of the street. They knew what was going on. And I went down there and the stranger looked at me and he had cold, steely eyes. And he wore a black hat. And he wore a black
You're
That's excellent.
Turbo!
Good.
I've got a little hair metal on you there.
That's all good. Good hair metal.
So when I felt the time was right,
He's right behind you here.
I decided to go for my gun.
She's like, yes, Mom. Yes, Mom. I'm right here. I'm right here.
But even before I could lift my gun from the holster to fire, I felt the stranger to fire my gun. And I missed the stranger completely. But I shot my horse in the head, and no more riding, Paul in the saddle, he's dead. No more riding, Paul in the saddle, he's dead. So as I lie there in the dirt, my poor broken bloody body dying, I watch that stranger walk into the bar, dab himself a beer, which is customary after killing a man in these parts. With every ounce of strength I had left, and my poor broken bloody body dying, I crawled towards that bar, and I crawled, pulled myself up on the bar stool. Once more I tried to lift the gun to fire at the stranger and squeeze the trigger. But I was too weak from loss of blood. And I shot myself in the balls. Well, I shot them suckers clean off in the balls. Well, I shot them suckers clean off. So,
yeah, you don't really need him.
Stranger saw me then, and he came over and he stood over me and looked down at me. He was tall and lean, and he had cold, steely eyes. And he wore a black hat, 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 and he wore a black hat. And he wore a black hat,
Yeah!